for him. Senator Kennedy.
Thank you, Madam Chair. General, as you know, the pumps in our new storm protection system in New Orleans are corroding, and I know the Corps is working on it. Thank you for that. Who did we buy the pumps from?
Sir, it was a joint venture, a contractor.
Who was it?
Sir, I'll get you the specific names of the joint venture.
Well, are they going to stand behind their product?
Sir, we've reached a settlement agreement with the joint venture, and we will begin that work after hurricane season. The interim fixes on the remaining 4 pumps in the system will be complete by the 1st of June, so we'll have every pump available for this hurricane season. Okay. Then we'll go to work on the long-term repairs.
And you said you reached a settlement with your joint venture partner. I assume that's the pump manufacturer?
Yes, sir.
How much money are they putting up?
Sir, I can get you all. I don't have those details here.
Would you? I mean, they need to stand behind their project. This project's brand new, and the pumps are corroding. And I really would like to see more about the settlement that you worked out with them.
Okay. Yes, sir. We're going to deliver on a 35-year design life. That's our commitment to you.
Yes, sir. I want to ask you about another project, General. I know you're familiar with it. That's the grain elevator project in Wallace, Louisiana, by Greenfield, Louisiana. It's a $225 million project. It's not a petrochemical plant. It's a grain elevator project. We'll export grain. It's going to create about 100 new jobs, good jobs, about $75,000 apiece. The community wants it. The Planning and Zoning Commission in the community just approved the rezoning. But we've reached a point in this country where it takes longer to go to medical school, or it takes longer to get a permit for a project than it does to go to medical school. And when are we going to make a decision? The project needs a permit from the Corps. I'm not telling you what decision to make. This company's already spent $25 million, and they're going on, what, a couple of years? It's fish or cut bait time. Can you tell me when we're going to have a decision from the Corps?
Yes, sir. So soon. This is a controversial permit. There's parties for and against this particular project. So the current friction that we're working through, sir, is adherence to the National Historic Preservation Act, specifically Section 106, on 6 historic properties that are in the region. So we've got the information that we needed from all of our consulting parties. Colonel Jones is going through that now. He will make the decision, likely here very soon, on whether or not that needs to be elevated to the keeper of the registry of the National Register for decision. We expect to have that decision very soon.
Can I ask you a question, General? This is the Corps' call, is it not? I mean, I know if the historic preservation folks, they're entitled to input, but they don't have veto power, do they?
Sir, I don't know. Whether or not it gets elevated, I believe, is Colonel Jones's call.
Yeah, it's the Corps' call. And I know there's some people who don't want it. I understand that, and they're entitled to their opinion. But at some point, the Corps' got to make a decision. And you're not going to make everybody happy here. But time is money. And that's all I'm asking is that you go ahead and make a decision. Give me a quick update. Do I have any time left? Thank you, Senator Hoven. I love Hoven. Can you give me a quick update on the Morganza to the Gulf of Mexico project?
Yes, sir. Yesterday, we completed the initial NEPA work, signed the finding of no significant impact, and we completed the plans and specs for what we call Reach A. So that's the 5-mile gap on the southwest side of this 98-mile system. We'll get that contract out for solicitation next and intend to award a construction contract in July.
Okay. No, I got 35 seconds, Senator Hoven tells me. Quick update on the St. Tammany Parish, Louisiana feasibility study.
Yes, sir. I will take that chief's report briefing from the New Orleans district on the 28th of May. We'll sign that, and we'll get that to Congress for their consideration in Word of 24.
Okay. Thank you all very much.
You have 50 you have
Thank you.
50 seconds.
I know, but Senator Hoven can have my time.
Senator Hyder.
Thank
Senator
you, Madam Chair.
I want to talk for a moment about seafood. The American people love seafood, as you know. We consume about 7 billion pounds a year, 21 pounds for every man, woman, and child in our country. Do you happen to know what percentage of the seafood that we eat is imported?
I do not.
It's about 94%. Your agency is in charge of inspecting this imported seafood, as you know. Do you happen to know what percentage of that 94% that we import is inspected by your agency?
I don't.
Yeah, it's about 1%.
Yes, it's small, yeah.
And of that 1% that your agency inspects, it finds something wrong with about a third. Let's take crawfish from China or shrimp from India. These countries compete with American producers. These countries subsidize their seafood producers. We don't.
Yeah.
These countries allow their producers to ignore quotas. These countries allow their producers to ignore where they're supposed to fish. But the worst thing these countries do, they don't abide by environmental regulations. They shoot their products full of antibiotics. If you eat enough shrimp from India, you will grow an extra ear. They also engage in false advertising. No one needs an extra ear, Madam Secretary. Let me, for example, this is Chinese crawfish. Because of the way they produce it, horrible, horrible environmental conditions. And because the government subsidizes it, they can sell it for $8, this. Where in America it costs $14. But look how they do it. The Chinese call it Boudreaux's brand of crawfish tail meat, wild caught. I don't know anybody in China named Boudreaux. Okay? Something's got to be done, Madam Secretary. I mean, the people at your seafood import monitoring program are wonderful people.
Yeah.
But all this product is coming in, and it's harmful, and it costs us jobs. Would you share your thoughts with me?
Yeah, so let me say a few things. First of all, I really appreciate your comment, and it's clear we can do more, and I want to work with you to do more. We are extremely focused on transshipment of fish support, from China through Vietnam to the U.S., which is why we impose a countervailing duty on that. We're trying to add the duty wherever we can, even if it goes, from China to another country, Malaysia, Vietnam to the United States. We're very focused on illegal fishing, unregulated fishing, also mostly done by China. Very focused on that, working with CBP on that. But I share the concern. It's unfair to American workers. It's unfair to American fisheries. It's unsafe, as you say.
And we don't need extra ears.
And we definitely don't need extra ears.
This stuff is dangerous.
Yeah. So we have to do more, and I'll commit to doing more.
Last question. I want to follow up on my friend Senator Moran's questions. You're right that the Infrastructure Act says
your agency can't set broadband prices. But I keep getting reports that you are. For example, I'm not going to tell you who gave this to me, but in Virginia, when you're negotiating the Virginia plan, your agency required Virginia to have a preset or predeterminable price certain as a condition to receive any BEAD funding. So it sounds to me like, at least in Virginia, the allegation is that your people are setting a price. And I keep hearing this in other states too.
We are not. And if you hear it, you should call me, because we're not. It's not what the law says, and we aren't doing it. And your state, by the way, has done a fantastic job and was, I think, the very first state to be approved and will be the first state to get their money. The fact of the matter is, Alaska is very different than Louisiana. I can't say what's affordable and low cost in Alaska versus Louisiana. It's just, it's different. So we're allowing for flexibility, and we're working in an iterative fashion with states to make sure it's low cost. But we're not telling them what low cost is in their state. It's a balance, and like I said, I'm pretty hands-on in this, and if you have concerns about these states, I'm happy to talk to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Kennedy. I hope you will provide the committee with the explanation of how it is that the seafood promotes the growth of a third ear.
I will.
Because I find that very interesting. Senator
A
Pete.
couple extra
Senator
fingers
Heinrich.
too. It's the antibiotics. If you eat enough of this stuff, you become antibiotic resistant. In addition to the extra ear.
Although there are some people I think could use an extra ear.
That's true.
So that they could listen a little better, but all right, Senator Heinrich.